Hi everyone! In this video, we'll cover the 5 best practices for advertising refurbished products on Google Shopping Ads, based directly on Google's requirements. Let's dive in. Alright, first things first. Your product feed is what Google uses to understand your products. So, to avoid any issues, you need to make sure you set the condition field in your feed to refurbished, if that's what you're selling. When we talk about refurbished products, we mean items that have been returned, repaired, and restored to meet a certain quality standard. They are then resold, often with a warranty, and at a lower price than new. It's really important to make sure this is clearly reflected in your product feed. If you leave the condition setting correctly as new or used, Google may flag or disapprove your product. Next up is product IDs. Google strongly recommends that you give each product condition a unique item ID. This means that your refurbished version of a product should not share the same ID as its brand new equivalent. Why is that? Well, Google's system relies on the item ID to track how a product performs. The item ID holds historical data like clicks, conversions, and user behavior. If you reuse the same ID, this will confuse the system, and that can lead to mismatched data, targeting problems, and poor campaign optimization. This will make it harder for Google to optimize and will make it harder for you to analyze what's really working. So the rule here is simple. Treat each version, even different grades of refurbished, like as new or good condition, as a separate offer with its own ID. You'll get cleaner data, better tracking, and more reliable campaign performance. Next, let's talk about your titles and images. Transparency is key. Your product titles should clearly state that the item is refurbished. Leaving it out can lead to both disapprovals and unhappy shoppers. So make sure the most important attributes like the brand, the model, the key details appear first, and then you should also include refurbished in the title. Now, when it comes to images, there's a bit more of a gray area. Ideally, your images should look different from the ones you use for new products. Maybe you can add a neutral background or show some special refurbished packaging. For some items like tech products, often it's hard to visually show that an item is refurbished, and that's okay. Google tends to be a bit more flexible here. So as long as your title and condition attribute are accurate, you should be fine. Always put yourself in your customer's shoes. If someone is looking for a new product, don't risk disappointing them by showing an ad that leads to a refurbished item. Always be upfront. Next is your landing page. Now, this is where a lot of advertisers run into trouble. When someone clicks on your shopping ad for a refurbished product, the landing page needs to reflect that offer clearly and transparently. So make sure that your landing page clearly labels the product as refurbished, shows the correct price and condition, provides warranty information or any other relevant details. You want, for example, to avoid sending users to a generic product pages that mix new and refurbished offers together. This kind of mismatch is one of the most common reasons Google disapproves ads, and it's also a major reason why shoppers abandon the carts. So again, consistency matters. From ad to title to your landing page, everything should line up. And finally, let's talk about pricing and inventory. Refurbished inventory tends to be a lot more dynamic than new products. Stock is usually more limited and pricing can change depending on condition grades like as new, lightly used, or visibly used. This means you need to be extra careful with feed accuracy. Make sure your product feed updates frequently, especially for price and stock changes. You can also use structured data to support Google's automatic item updates, but keep in mind that this will only help you if your structured data is implemented correctly. And then again, you can assign unique URLs and unique item IDs for each grade of your refurbished products. Because refurbished stock can sell out quickly, even a small delay between your feed updates and site changes can trigger disapprovals or a bad customer experience. And that's it. I hope you found this helpful, and if you want more in-depth tips, you can check out the full blog post linked below. Don't forget to like, subscribe for more videos to help you make the most out of your shopping ads. See you next time!